What's up, everybody? It's J and J with Justin and Jordan. Justin, first official, real episode, not a live in the off season. Draft just passed. We're already into the thick of it with the off season. Certain re-sign has already happened. Already a lot of big trades going on. One big team that had just been a champion is already dismantling. What's going on today, bro?
So today, got a lot of news today. Draft just happened. We got our draft recap. Some big trades went down. We saw Drew Holiday get traded from the Celtics. Porzingis got traded from the Celtics. They are looking to finally get under that second apron, which they did. We saw CJ McCollum and Jordan Poole get traded for each other. Obviously, the big Kevin Durant trade that we talked about on the live episode. Maybe we talk about it again real quick. Masai Ujiri out as chairman for the Toronto Raptors. Ace Bailey problems in Utah. Talking about that. And then Naz Reid signing his extension. Shout out to him. Got his bird.
Nah, I was just thinking about this tweet about Ace. With much more vulgar terminology. But they had said the NBA saw all the attention that the NFL got for Shador. So they got their own cocky, ignorant, you could throw in the R word. And then they said, and made that Ace Bailey.
The videos of Sharif Cooper's dad be having me crying.
I haven't seen those.
They're so
I haven't
funny.
seen that shit yet. What, just acting like an idiot?
He's just like an old head, like in the car, like bumping old music. And he's like mean mugging the
But
kid.
like Nas and shit?
Like some southern shit, because he's from Georgia, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, you talking like Gucci?
Yeah, and then he'd be like, he just be mean mugging the camera and shit. Like, it's so funny. It looked like it reminds me of like a skit of like, his agent is like,
just unprofessional as fuck.
yeah, it's mad funny though.
Man, I mean, let's talk about that Ace shit first, bro. First of all, unprofessional as fuck, man. That's the first way you could put it. Just very unprofessional. Something that I had seen too, by the way, that I didn't even know about. Just because we're just so much younger. We're like 9 years old, quite literally. Curry apparently didn't want to be a Warrior. Like, apparently he did not work out with the Warriors. Apparently his dad said, do not draft my son because they really want to go to New York, like, badly. Now it's like, fuck, man, I wish. But guess what? He got drafted. He didn't mean mug. He didn't bitch or anything. And then he reported to the team ASAP. This is not NBA 2K, bro. You don't pick the team you get drafted to. And to be honest with you, if you just didn't, I don't want to be like fucked up and say too much, but if you just kept your mouth shut, you could have been in a better situation than Utah. You could have been a Sixer. You quite literally could have been a Sixer. You could have been in a better situation. I mean, you could have been a Hornet too, which is worse, or you could say equal, but you could have at least been a Sixer. And learn from an MVP. Learn from two other All-Stars. And yeah, I know you so badly just worried about being the man and being paid, but you could have been in a playoff situation. Now you are in, I don't want to say dumpster fire, but you are in purgatory in the West. They tanked to the very bottom last year. Do not expect that to happen again next season. That's not going to happen again. They're going to be a middling team, win 27 games, maybe get the 6th, 7th pick all over again. But my thing is, what does he think he's going to accomplish from this? They're not going to trade you. They called your bluff already and drafted you.
Yeah, Danny Ainge is not going to do that.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. We're talking about Danny Ainge. We're talking about the most ruthless general manager out there. He's not going to fold. Like what? We're really going to sit here and just play chicken? He's not going to lose. He's not going to blink first. So what is your goal? You're really just not going to suit up ever? You're gonna be a Utah Jazz, bro. You can't go back to Rutgers. We're not gonna see you back here. So now what is left for you? He's not gonna move you. So I don't know what his goal is, Justin. If you can enlighten me, but I have no clue what his true goal is, because you gotta sign that contract, bro. And you gotta suit up eventually. You can't push that off. Because if he doesn't sign the contract, then what? There's no way he just becomes a free agent.
No shot. I don't think has it ever gotten this far. Like,
No, because in my opinion, I'm sure if a player really wasn't happy about where they were drafted, this would have happened before. Like, oh, if I knew I would just become a free agent, I just wouldn't sign. And I'm pretty sure this would have been abused like a long time ago. There's no way he just becomes a free agent. There's no way. So I really want to know what happens if really like pause edges this out that long and just waits and waits and waits and waits and waits until like he has to sign his contract and just doesn't.
nah, yeah. I'm looking at an ESPN article right here, and it says so the Jazz owner was on Pat McAfee,
Mhm.
and he was saying that they've had good communication with Ace and his representatives. They feel good about everything. Ace and his family are coming to Utah tomorrow.
That's
so
it?
that was yesterday. So he should be coming to Utah today.
Okay, good.
So we could all kind of dead this shit.
Good.
It did feel concerning at first because I believe Walter Clayton and
He's been there.
yeah, he'd been there already. Ace was the only one that wasn't there, but they said it wouldn't be an issue if he didn't show up until Monday. Like if he didn't show up Monday, then it would have been an issue. But so he should be there today or on his way there. I don't think Utah is a horrible situation for him.
He gets to be the man like he wanted. He's just furthest from where he wanted to be, which was the East Coast. But that's what he gets for making all these ridiculous demands.
For me personally, in my opinion, I think Utah is good for him because it's like you're in the middle of nowhere and you get to focus on basketball. Like you're away from all the distractions. You have a young up and coming coach who is willing to like put in the work with you to like build these good habits. Charlotte, I wouldn't have liked that. That would have been the worst situation. So many distractions. You have a lot of guys your age, and the culture there hasn't been set yet. You could say the same thing about Utah, but I think they're kind of like slowly just accumulating talent, kind of just seeing who's gonna stay and who's gonna go. But they've been so desperately needing that guy for the young talent because I don't see Laurie being in their plans in the future. But I think him just being out there in the middle of nowhere, being able to just focus on the game and get rid of all those outside distractions, that's best for him. And Philly would have been a good situation for him, like just being able to learn under all those vets and being on a team with aspirations. But I feel like your best teacher is going to be out there playing on top of a coach that believes in you, a front office that believes in you, like Danny Ainge. Like to me, that says a lot. That Ace Bailey's like, yeah, I'm not working out for Utah, blah blah. I'm not doing nothing for them, and Ainge is like, we don't care. We still believe in this guy. Like that should show you that this organization believes that you were the best guy available at that selection, and they're gonna do everything they can to put you in the position to succeed. So if I'm Ace, I would look at it like that. Like, yo, I did all this bullshit and they still welcomed me in here and they're still building something. And I feel like they're going to build something pretty good in Utah, especially with the draft that they just had. So I don't know. I'd be kind of optimistic if I was him and if I was a Jazz fan, because I think this is the worst the situation is going to get.
Yeah, go have a rookie of the year campaign, bro. That's it.
Yeah.
That's what I would do if I was him. You have more than enough to be able to do that. Like I said, you want to go be the man. I mean, the only guy in your way, quote unquote, is Laurie Markkinen. And when I say that, it's just like you get to be that 1B. Because Colin Sexton, I love Colin Sexton. Hopefully he gets moved. But with how long we've been waiting for Jordan Clarkson to get moved, I strongly doubt it. But still, like, you're going to be that number 2, potentially even number 1. So you're going to be that guy. Go out there and have a Rookie of the Year campaign. Go out there and duel with a Cooper Flag to try to get that award. Because I believe he has a real chance at it with the situation that he's in right now. One other thing I want to talk about with the draft that we didn't bring up. Hearing it all year, after every bad game that we had, every single loss, Nets frequent, Nets daily, all those different Nets Twitters, the whole Nets subreddit. We really finessed the Knicks. This, and that. Whatever, the Knicks really set us up. Wow, look at them. We got all this just for Bridges. Oh, look, Bridges only had this. Bridges did that. Whatever. They're happy with Bridges. Wow, look at all these picks they gave us. We have 5 first-rounders in this draft. Did nothing with all that. Absolutely nothing. How the fuck do you have 5 first-rounders and do nothing?
I was wilding in the chat.
How do you do nothing at all with 5 picks? How do you miss on 5 picks in the first? Is that even possible?
They drafted 3 point guards that can't shoot.
Have fun.
And they drafted 4 players that are most effective with the ball in their hand.
Shout out to Danny Wolf's brother, bro. Generational meme, bro.
He was the only pick that I liked out of all their picks.
I don't like any of them.
Drake Powell, a little bit, but I like Nolan, but the fact that you took Jaeger at 8, that's when I was like, nah. I'm looking at the chat to see my reaction to when they did that. The first thing I said was, that's why they're the Nets.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, like, this is some shit. I was going to make one more comment on Utah before we got to this. Because Utah, low-key, they've been cooking in the drafts these last 3 years.
They're pretty decent.
Aside from Cody Williams.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
So far.
And then Taylor Hendricks, he's been more hurt than anything.
I believe in him still.
But like last year, you had Isaiah Collier and Filipowski. 2023, you had Keontae George and Bryce Sensabaugh.
Cooked.
Yeah, this year you have Ace, Walter Clayton, John Tanje.
Fried.
So they've been low-key cooking with these drafts, yo.
They do a damn good job, bro. That's Danny Ainge.
Yeah,
effect, bro.
they've been doing good. So
fuck Danny Ainge, but hey, man, he's doing a damn good job.
But the Nets, you're funny, bro. Because like in
the exact opposite.
This is some shit I would dream. Like this is some shit that me and my brother always do in 2K. Like try to get like 5 first-round picks in the draft class. And just try to create like a super team, like contender, day 1 in the draft. And yo, when they took Jaeger Demon at 8, I was there watching it and I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Bro, because every mock had him going like between like 15 and like 22. And they took him at 8.
He was in neither of our lottery mocks.
Hell nah. And even the one I did with Vic, I don't think he was taken till like the 19th pick. Yeah, that was high. Like if they had taken him with the 19th pick, cool. But like you passed on Malawach, you passed on Kasparis. You passed on Kasparis twice. I'm actually more mad now because you let Miami get him. You did that shit. Then at 19, you take Nolan Traore, who's basically the same archetype, just a little bit smaller. And then take Drake Powell at 22, which his upside is 3-and-D wing. Then you take Ben Saraf, who's another big guard who can't shoot. And then you take Danny Wolf. And that was like the one pick that I did like, but you better hope that Claxton is gone. And you better hope he sees some minutes with Day'Ron Sharp or...
Who did I want the Nets to take again?
Probably
check.
I don't know. And you know what's the crazy thing about Jaeger Demon? It's like big point guard, can't shoot, struggles finishing at the rim, and he's going to be hunted on defense.
The Fuck, where's my draft
So
notes? Oh, here it is.
So it's like I would have rather they got anybody else. Even Colin Murray Boyles, like
I said Derek Queen.
yes, that would have been good too.
That's why I had them taking.
Yeah.
In my mock draft that we did together.
I was literally laughing out loud. You saw that report where it was like, I think Brian Windhorst reported, it was like GMs reportedly laughed at the Nets drafts.
That was funny. That was in front of numbers on the board.
That shit was hilarious.
That shit was comedy, bro.
And then they were supposed to have a second round pick, but they traded it for, I think, a second in next year's draft.
Damn, I just opened up the notes exactly from a year ago's episode. Draft winners and losers. Wizards 1, Kings 1. Where the Grizzlies rank in the West with healthy Ja and Edie. Bronny drafted. Wizards, Hawks, and their terrible drafting and development in the past few years. DeJounte trade, Q Grimes to the Mavs, Bridges trade, potential KD trade. And where does Ja rank as a point guard? Wow. Just 1 year ago, 629, which was the Saturday last year. Interesting. I literally opened that shit by accident. That's cool.
Damn.
But going back to it though, the Nets, man, I just hope they continue falling their fucking face.
Yeah.
And I hope next year they get like the 6th pick.
Nah, yeah.
No Boozer, no agent, none of that.
The funniest thing I saw was opening Twitter and seeing Nets fans like lose their minds. They're like, Sean Marks, this is incompetence. And then the day later, they all try to cope and deal with it like Nolan Traore was a top 5 projected guy a year ago. I'm like, yeah, that was a year ago.
So was
Yegor at the start of the year was like projected top 10.
So was damn Justin
at the start of the year.
UNC Blazer a couple years ago.
Nazir
Little was a top 5 pick.
He was a top 5 prospect.
Skal Labissiere was a top 5 guy. Harry Giles, however you say it, was a top 5 guy. Injuries though, that's a little bit unfair. But how these guys were top 5 guys at a certain point in time, that doesn't really mean anything.
I literally, that's all they're doing now. They're just coping. And yes, they're like, oh, how can you guys say we lost when we haven't even seen them play yet? I'm like,
because they fucking suck.
I'm like, I must say you guys lost because there was a lot of good players on the board when you pick some of these guys. And like the Danny Wolf pick is the only one where I'm like, all right, cool. But like Drake Powell, he would have been there at 26, 27. You guys got him at 22. I'm confident he would have been there at 26. But I don't know. We'll see how it turns out. And a lot of Nets fans are like, oh, we're just doing this to stay bad so we could get a top 3 pick next year. Newsflash.
So stupid.
When has that ever been a guarantee? You guys were dog shit this year and you got the 8th pick. You guys could literally do this again next year and get the 7th pick.
But you know what's funny too? That is a stupid strategy to even do. We're going to draft horribly this year so that we could be bad this upcoming year to get better pick next year.
That's not going to work.
You could still draft a good player this year and be bad next year and then draft another good player next year. That is so stupid. That is a stupid argument.
Fuck.
Oh, I could draft Chris Bosh here, but Dwight Howard's going to be in the next draft. Let me draft Captain Kirk instead.
Yeah,
that's so stupid, bro.
Fuck.
That sounds fucking dumb, man.
Yeah, that is mad stupid.
Doesn't make any sense, man.
And then you look stupid as fuck when you get the 9th pick next year.
Yeah, and then you get, I don't even know who was even in that draft after him and other fucking center. Emeka Okafor, who was in the 04 draft? Iggy,
Ben Gordon.
Iggy was 04. He's 05.
I think Iggy was 04.
Yeah, he was 04. Those are the only 4 guys I know. I'm not gonna push myself to even force myself to remember.
Josh Smith, J.R. Smith,
the Smiths.
Yeah,
it was like you get stuck with the 9th pick or some shit like that.
Was Al Jefferson 04?
It was because we were talking about the Bron shit.
Yeah,
because we were talking about the Bron shit. That's right. And then they had drafted somebody crazy. Yeah. We talked about that like 2 episodes ago, and that shit pissed me off, bro.
That shit still gets me mad.
Bro, I download 2K25 for free, bro, and do that shit myself. Get this motherfucker Al Jefferson, man. Get this man some help.
After that episode, I started watching Al Jefferson Timberwolves highlights. I was like, damn, bro, if he was on the Cavs, that would have been crazy.
dynasty, bro. That's crazy. All this man hit was Al Jefferson, bro. Not even no Kevin Garnett, not no Tim Duncan type of guy. Just Al Jefferson, man. That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, people on that TikTok comments are like, "What are you talking about? They got him Antoine Jameson." I was like, "They got him Antoine Jameson for like fucking 25 games."
And not even. And first of all, Antoine Jameson peaked in like 2001, 2002. What are we talking about? Antoine Jameson was scoring like 26 a game in like 2002, bro.
Yeah.
Antoine Jameson. They got him Shaq. Man, Shaq in his second to last year.
I think they got both of them in like 2010. Like,
yo, you know what's funny, bro? I really saw somebody unironically say, Kobe got 3 out of Shaq. What did Bron get with him?
that's crazy.
Yo, I'm not being funny. I really saw that. I was like, this has to be a troll.
That's the shit that gets me tight.
And he can't even have gotten 3 anyways. He only had 1 year with him.
Yeah.
It's not even possible.
That's the shit that gets me tight. It's like, yo, we can have these debates, but like, once you start doing these stupid ass takes to tear down the other one, that's when I'm like, all right, bro. Because I'm like, MJ is my goal, but like, you start saying some bullshit about Bron, I'm gonna start defending Bron.
I'm not against it. I'm not against the tearing down shit. Just be sensible, bro. Don't pull this bullshit like for example, me, if I'm gonna do some Bron versus Kobe shit or some Shaq versus Kobe shit, I'm not gonna sit here and say, well, Kobe had Steve Nash. Steve Nash was 40, bro. That's why I hate. That's why I hate when they list Bron All-Star teammates: Rajon Rondo, Carmelo Anthony, Ray Allen. It's like, you talking about guys who were 4 years removed from their latest All-Star campaign. Melo was not an All-Star since 2017, bro. And Bron had linked up with Melo in 2022, 5 years later. Rondo was not an All-Star since 2013. Him and Bron linked up 2020, 7 years later. So it's like, you think I'm going to sit here and be like, well, Kobe had Steve Nash. The fuck? He had one of the best point guards of all time, a 2-time MVP. Kobe played with 3 MVP. No, hold on. Kobe played with 5 MVPs. Karl Malone, Shaq, and Steve Nash. That adds up to 5 MVPs. That sounds stupid, bro. That sounds so fucking stupid.
Some dude on the YouTube shorts literally said Jordan's better than Bron because he went to college for 3 years.
No, I'm not gonna lie. That shit was funny.
And I was like,
that shit was funny. That shit was so fucking funny, bro.
And I told
him,
when
I went back and I saw that was so funny. I didn't even want to reply.
That shit, I was like, bro, you could say Jordan's the GOAT, whatever. You could say he's better, but like, to argue he's better because he went to college, some stupid shit, bro. That is stupid as fuck. He didn't even respond. But I'm like, bro, that's stupid.
The one thing I want to say, since we is on topic about comments, I found the video. That's all I'm going to say. I found the video. I'm going to stitch it today, Justin, after my haircut, though. I'll even do it in the car after the cut. I'm going to stitch it officially. The video I'm talking about is when... This is the only time, too, that I'm going to do a victory lap, too, because this shit was actually funny. What the fuck is that?
That's Ace's agent.
Cooper's dad?
Sharif Cooper's dad.
What the fuck is he doing, man? That's a terrible outfit, bro. That's a nice watch, though. I ain't gonna lie.
He's like on his Suge Knight shit.
I think he wishes. Like I was saying, I never take victory laps, bro. Bro, he looks like fuck, what's his name? He looks like Ron. I'm not gonna say his last name, but he looks like Ron from the basketball team. The same one from that he said, you know my fucking coach, you a fucking gym teacher. Straight fried his ass, bro. But yeah, I'm gonna make the stitch, bro. The same stitch to that video where I said that the Paul George trade 2 years ago, I believe it was when I made it. The Paul George trade is gonna be one of the worst trades of all time. Comments, of course, saying boring shit. Oh, this is one of the worst takes ever. Podcast equipment, whatever. So you think that Shea's gonna be better than Kawhi or Paul George ever in his career? I'm never wrong. Sometimes I'm just early. I'm gonna just put it like that. Sometimes I'm just early. That's how I'm gonna put it. You might think I'm wrong in the moment. I'm just early. With that Shea shit, you guys thought I was wrong in the moment. I was just fucking early. And I'm not gonna lie, when I found that video, Justin, I did start replying to some of the comments. I was like, what's up now? What's up now? What's up now? Start watching the show. Start watching the show.
It's
Whatever.
different than the clip you sent me, right?
No, it's the same one.
Oh, it's
so
that same
so
one?
I
Okay.
tweaked out. I thought there was 2 different clips. It was just
I
the
thought
one.
there was 2. Oh, shit.
What happened? What happened? What happened?
Breaking news. The Chicago Bulls are trading Lonzo Ball to the Cavaliers
That's
for
not no
Isaac
fucking
Okoro.
breaking news, man.
Yo,
Come
Colin.
on, bro.
Colin.
That's not no breaking
Yo,
news,
that was their
man.
best. Nah, they need a wing and they got another guard.
Lonzo Ball for Isaac Okoro. Hey, maybe this means they're moving Garland. This could be a step, bro.
So what the fuck does this mean? Like, you have Ty Jerome, Garland.
I just said this could mean you're moving Garland
Could be.
for a wing, a better wing.
I'm about to text the chat right now.
Finally, something happens during the show, but it's
For real,
a Lonzo. It's a Lonzo
it's a
Ball
Lonzo.
trade. Is you
Yeah, for
shitting
real.
me? Like that's some weak sauce, bro. A Lonzo
I
Ball
don't-
trade live on the show.
Damn, Lonzo Ball trade to the Cavs.
Like I don't even want to be like first reaction, Justin. Like that's not even exciting.
It's not even. Because it's like, bro,
I don't change on that. I don't address any of their weaknesses, bro. They need a great wing that does everything.
You just traded Isaac Okoro. So now you're saying, yo, Max Strus and DeAndre Hunter. It's all or nothing with y'all.
Man, I like DeAndre Hunter, but
Was
I'm
it
gonna
a
need you to
straight
stay
up
healthy.
deal?
It's 1 for 1. It's looking like.
Somebody said, bro, this makes Cleveland even better. Like they had better in all caps.
Does it really though? How much better?
OG Anunoby Addict said, no shot, the worst player in NBA history has Lonzo Ball trade value.
But you said what about OG?
No, that's the name of the account. OG Anunoby Addict. He said, no shot, the worst player in NBA history has Lonzo Ball trade value. How many picks did they give up?
Worst player is crazy, bro.
Yeah, worst player is OD. I wonder if the clock might be ticking on Garland. Because you remember, he's not going to be there to start the season.
But is this really the point guard you want to run with?
I think if they trade Garland and Lonzo's the answer, that's a bad move.
My only problem is I don't think Lonzo's a bad player. It's the injury concerns.
The injury concerns.
Because your concern now is Garland injuries and shit like that piling up. You just traded him for a guy who took like 2 years off due to injury.
They're probably like, we don't want the small backcourt anymore. But it's like,
I understand we saw, but if Lonzo was, one of the healthier players in the league, this would be great to cover, Donovan's defensive deficiencies. That's not the case, though. And I know Garland's had his struggles as well, but it's like you want to replace an injured guard with a more injured guard. That doesn't make any sense at all.
so their guard rotation right now is Garland, Lonzo, Ty Jerome.
Something else?
Something else happened?
No, it's just another Shams tweet just about the same thing.
No details. I'm guessing this shit was 1 for
He
1.
just said that he lands in Cleveland, but I don't know if that means like physically or if it's just like just him saying the same thing.
Not him saying the same shit.
Yeah, I was about to say, damn, he already got there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this if nothing else happens for them.
I mean, again, I really like DeAndre Hunter. Again, concerned about availability. Max Strus is cool, bro, but I would flip Garland for a do-it-all small forward or an all-star small forward. Who is that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Before, I would have said, like Brandon Ingram or something. But again, injury concerns as well. Availability concerns. I don't know who else it could be.
Yeah, the Lonzo shit is like, yo, Lonzo's never played 70 games in a season.
It's sad.
He's never even played 65 games in a season.
That's sad. 60?
He's played 20, he played 63. That's his highest ever.
Pelicans.
Yeah. Like this year, 35. 2022, 35. 2021, 55. 2020, 63. 2019, 47. 2018, 52. So he's always missing like
Justin.
30 games.
Justin.
What?
Darius Garland for Jaylen Brown.
Do you think the Celtics do that?
with additional stuff.
I don't know if the Celtics do that. They about to just run out White, Simons, and Garland. Just get cooked on defense.
I mean, they probably moved Derek White too.
Colin says massive W.
Probably moved Derek White too, honestly.
Yeah, you would. I guess
Maybe just clean house completely, bro. Do the year.
Damn, if I'm Tatum, I'm coming back to this shit.
Have a stopgap year, and Tatum comes back.
Damn, they gotta clean up the house quick for when Tatum gets back. That's what it feels like.
That first Tatum return year is gonna be ugly.
Ugly. It's gonna be like 06 Paul Pierce.
How long is Simon's contract?
I think he has 1 year left on his deal. So he'll be a free agent next summer of 2026.
So you don't even have that much attachment to him anyways.
Yeah. My guess is like they're just going to let him ball out this year with the Celtics on the big stage, and then his value is even higher. You move him then.
Bro.
I don't see them keeping him.
So why not do the Garland deal?
I guess.
Get rid of the Brown contract. Cavs get what they want. Pair Tatum up with a younger guard because he is way younger than Jaylen Brown. Cavs get what they want. Celtics get what they want. You have that stopgap year. Tim comes back. It's just that first year with him back is not going to look too hot. And maybe you don't even have to, maybe you don't even have to move D. White. Maybe you could have that Garland D. White pairing. But how old is Derek White going to be by that point in time? Because Derek White is how old right now?
You got to be like 29, 30.
I was about to say 31, bro, to be honest with you.
No, he probably is 31. Derek White
He's 30. He's about to be 31 in 4 days. His birthday is a day after yours.
Oh, damn, that's crazy.
So he'll be 33 when Tatum comes back. No, 32 when Tatum comes back. He'll be 32 when Tatum comes back. You can have a lineup of Garland, White, Tatum, and filler.
Garland, White, Tatum, filler.
And Derek White will be 32.
Yeah, that's...
And fill out the rest.
Yeah. They're going to have to do...
But you're also building a monster contender in your own conference.
Yeah.
Does Brad Stevens want to do that?
I don't think he does that.
Lonzo Ball. Fuck, man. Lonzo Ball, D. Mitch, Jaylen Brown, Mobley, Jared Allen, off the bench, Strus and Hunter, Ty Jerome. Well, we don't know what he's going to do right now, but just hypothetically. Yeah, bro, they would.
I don't think they do that.
They would fuck us. They would fuck us.
Because I feel like
badly.
I feel like the recipe for this Celtics era, like their mantra has been like big guards that could defend. They're switchable. They could make a play on the ball, but it's not make or break. Garland kind of is a step away from that.
He's the complete opposite.
It's a step away from that formula. Like, you've shown that you could win without the traditional point guard, but just having a bigger guard that is switchable on defense. So, yeah, Garland wouldn't be the answer. I think Brad Stevens is probably like, we're probably looking at a team that's one, probably out west, and two, where we could get we want some more like win now, like guys, or just serviceable guys right now to come back in that deal.
I mean, depending though, does interconference really matter to him depending on how much you view Porzingis as a threat?
Probably not.
Because Porzingis stayed in conference.
Yeah, he did.
Which we're going to talk about a little bit later, but Porzingis stayed in conference. But maybe, again, it could be a different level of threat because, he's like, that's fucking Porzingis. We're talking about Jaylen Brown. We're talking about 27 points a game as the main guy. We're talking about All-NBA. We're talking about perennial All-Star. So maybe it's like, that guy, I definitely don't want in the East. I want to move him. Yeah. Porzingis, you could stay in the East. Like Drew Holiday, even though he went to the Blazers, you could fucking stay in the East. I don't care. You, though, you need to go out West. I don't know, though. That would be a fun potential trade, though. Garland for Jaylen Brown and throw in whatever filler that you want to. That would be interesting for both teams. Because it's obvious now the Celtics are punting next season. They don't even want to try, it looks like. They don't even want to fucking try.
Seeing that projected starting lineup, I was like, yikes.
I wanted them to at least try, bro, but they're not even going to try in
Yeah.
this stopgap year. That's kind of nasty. Is this Shams again?
What happened now?
Just fucking repost, bro.
Oh.
Repost of a graphic. Like now I'm like antsy checking every Twitter notification.
The way that this draft just went, I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Celtics had a shitty season and they jumped into the top 3.
I'm pissed off.
I feel like that's gonna happen, and you know who they'll end up with? Cameron Boozer.
Yeah, I'm about to say Boozer.
Yeah. And that'll be the perfect fit for them, probably.
They can't do that,
unless
man.
they trade Jaylen Brown. They end up with fucking
that.
AJ. Oh, it's already written, bro. AJ's from Massachusetts. AJ's either gonna end up with the Celtics
I already saw that Twitter
or
post.
the Jazz.
I already saw that Twitter post.
Yeah. Celtics gonna have a top 3 pick next year. Watch.
I jump off the GW.
Celtics and the Jazz will have a top 3 pick next year.
I'll jump off the GW, bro.
I feel like that'll happen. If they're bad enough,
I don't think they will, bro.
the NBA loves doing that shit.
Come on,
They
man.
love doing. The Warriors were bad for 1 year and they got the number 2 pick.
Justin,
Come on
there's no way. There's no way they're gonna be that bad. There's no way. If Jaylen Brown is still on that team, they're not gonna be that bad.
I don't think so either. But like, you don't think if he gets like a minor injury, Brad Stevens could be like, "Yo, take your time, young blood." Like,
It'll still be a playing team. But this is why I try to explain to Dequan, because I think he said,
because I don't think they're gonna be that bad either. But if they are somehow not in the plan, I think they will get a top 3 pick.
was it you, Dequan, in the conversation with that maybe the Wizards could make the playoffs, or was it someone else that he said?
D said that.
With you, though, right? He had that convo with
he
you?
was talking with me.
I said, damn, bro.
Nah.
I was like, that's kind of ridiculous. Because I was like, he said, nah, I don't think so. I was like, bro, you got to remember, they got to be better than, I was like, everyone that's above them is kind of standing in place. And Philly was 13th. They have to jump up. And one of those guys that's already better than the Wizards currently has to fall out. So who is the Wizards better than above them? And they're already not even better than Philly anyways. He's like, I don't know, but I still think they could jump up. I'm like, nah, bro.
Playoffs, not even playing.
So it's like, who's going to take Boston's spot?
I do hope Wizards do get better because the Knicks have their pick next year. Top 8 protected.
No, but, oh yeah, that of course.
So,
but my thing is, though, just like, whose spot, like, who's going to jump over Boston like that? Like, to get them into the lottery.
I'm about to look
Let's
at the
be
standings
serious.
now.
The Hawks are not going to be better than them, bro. The Nets.
I think the Hawks could be
the
decent.
Nets will not be better.
Hell no.
We know that. The Nets will not be better. For a fact.
I think the Hawks could be good.
The Hornets will not be better.
No.
I don't think the Hawks will be better.
I think then the Celtics?
Yeah.
I think they could be.
The Raptors will not be.
Yeah, I don't see it. Chicago
Will not be
No.
better. So they're already in the play-in.
Philly's the only one.
They're already in the play-in.
Yeah.
They're literally already in the play-in.
So you would just say Philly. I would say Philly and Atlanta
Philly and Atlanta, what?
would be better.
What do you mean?
Because you said
So there's 15 teams in the conference. There's
Yeah.
already 5 that the Celtics are better than.
yeah.
So they're already in the top 10. They're already a play-in team. I mean, that's also true. If they lose the playing game, they jump into a lottery.
Yeah. Because they literally have, depending on what their seating is.
I still think they can beat the Hawks in a playing game, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't know.
It's the fucking Hawks,
I
man.
think the Hawks are good enough to be like top 6.
You might think I'm bugging. I think them and Miami's in the same fucking tier.
Miami, I don't
Depending
know.
on how much Kasparis balls out, but it's like Miami's not. They're not doing nothing, bro. Like you got Pat Riley sitting in the cuck chair, literally
Yeah.
watching every star just get fucked in front of him and get traded for. He's just sitting in that hotel cuck chair.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I feel like the Jalen Johnson injury was like a big deal. Like I feel like if he didn't get hurt, they would have been they would have been better.
All right, is he gonna come back the same?
I think he'll be the same. And then
Porzingis is gonna be more of a hindrance than
Porzingis is like the question mark. I'm not banking on him. But if he's somehow like a fraction of what he was, that's an upgrade. And then you bring in Asa Newell, and then you have I don't know. I think they're better than because they won 40 games last year.
like 39, 40.
They went 40 and 42.
I mean, Justin, but the thing is though, with Porzingis, let's just keep it a bean, bro.
Jalen Johnson only played 36 games last year.
He was hooping. Should have been the only All-Star, not Trae
Averaging
Young.
19 a game.
Should have been the only All-Star, not Trae Young, if he didn't get hurt. And I said that on the show too.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
I don't know. I think Atlanta could.
Yeah, but Porzingis is dealing with, and he's playing for the Hawks.
Yeah, that's why
so,
Atlanta is
let's
like.
see how many games he plays.
He's like the one guy I'm not really gonna bank on. Like if he does play like his old self, that's a plus. But I'm kind of just taking him for what he is, or from what I saw in the playoffs. But I do think they got something there.
Let's just talk about his trade in general then.
All right.
Since we're already here, we might as well just get into his trades, and I'll cook Pat Riley a little bit later. But let's talk specifically about the Porzingis trade and see if there is truly any winner in here. I could pull up the details for you specifically of this trade. Random ass trade, by the way. This to me was just like, what the fuck? So the Hawks get Porzingis and a 2026 second round pick from Boston, so that'll be next year.
Yeah.
The Celtics get Georges Niang
and a future second round pick.
And a 2031 Cleveland second rounder.
That's crazy. And the Nets got Terrence Mann.
Oh, yeah. The Nets get Terrence Mann and then
they got
Drake Powell.
Yeah, Drake Powell.
I mean, bro, I guess the Celtics win because they got off that Porzingis contract and the concerns with him. But, man, the Hawks, to me, I don't think this helps. I don't think this helps at all, bro. This is more of a hindrance than a help. Porzingis just seems like the biggest poison pill in the league right now. You don't know what you're gonna get out from. You're gonna get out from him. You're paying him all this money, and we still don't know what his sickness is. We don't know how his sickness even affects him. And you traded for him, and all you got out of it was a second rounder. If I was getting this mystery player, I would have at least gotten a first. Or I hope at least Atlanta was told what the mystery illness is. I think they're the biggest loser out of this, Justin, to be honest with you. I'm just keep it real. I think they're the biggest loser.
Well, yeah, Celtics obviously they won this because now
By far.
by them trading Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis, they are now under the second apron. Brooklyn, they just got in there. Atlanta, I think Atlanta was just like, we'll take on the contract. We think he could potentially fit into what we're trying to do. But I feel like, I don't know if they're like banking on him to do anything. Because I don't view Porzingis as like, oh my God, this is going to put us over the top. I think they just got him just to like take on the salary. And that's why Brooklyn was involved to have the 3-team deal. But I think they just view this as like, fuck it, we'll just take on the salary. I don't know when his contract ends, but if he can give us something or any parts of his old self, then it's the cherry on top. But I think they just took him to just take on the salary and just write it out for now. But I don't think they're looking at him as like somebody that they're banking on to be a part of this for what they're trying to do next season.
Whatever he does do next season. I mean, I don't even know what to project from him. Games played, production, no clue at all. Because we'll see the Celtics throw him out there for like 10 minutes. and that's it. Like in the playoffs, he would go out there, play 10 minutes, maybe play 20 minutes. You didn't know he would start. He wouldn't start. It was different with him every single game. In terms of like Niang and shit like that doesn't really. I'm not gonna project George Niang's 25-26 season. No one's really too worried about that. Just being honest, not trying to be fucked up. And in terms of what the Nets got back, I mean, we already talked about they draft and all that. We both weren't too happy with they draft and what they accomplished. But Porzingis, to me, man, I mean, we talked about the mystery man of the draft last year. Porzingis is the mystery man of the league, low key, with the shit that he's got going on.
I'm looking at a tweet from Bobby Manning, and it says, Porzingis with an update on his illness, end quote. I've been feeling excellent all offseason.
We'll see.
And he appears to be good for Eurobasket in August.
We'll see. I guess that's the test then.
Yeah.
If he plays throughout all of Eurobasket, I guess we'll see. You think the Celtics will be kicking themselves if he plays throughout all of Eurobasket perfectly healthy?
Wait, you said what?
You think the Celtics will be kicking themselves if he plays throughout all of Eurobasket perfectly healthy?
Yeah.
I think so. You don't think they want out of that contract no matter what? And if he's completely healthy,
yeah, they probably
season?
did want to. They're like, we got to chip with you. You're too up and down. Like the risk when we traded for you.
Tatum not playing.
The risk when we traded for you, it worked. We kind of caught the lightning in the bottle while it did, and that was probably the only time we could catch it. So, fuck it.
We stopped the Celtics. Could have been dynasty.
Yeah, we
put it to a stop.
Yeah,
that's all I'll say. Next trade you want to talk about, Justin? I'll let you pick.
I mean, did we even talk about the Drew Holiday trade?
No, not at all.
We could talk about that.
We didn't talk about that at all.
Yeah.
So Drew Holiday, let me find the details here because I have like the whole page of every single trade.
Common said we got Lonzo for free, pretty much.
That's so fucked up, bro. We need to respect Okoro.
I'm gonna text him. You're not gonna miss Okoro.
Drew Holiday trade. Blazers get Drew Holiday again. A second time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if he actually puts on the jersey, though. I think this time he will, to be honest with you.
They said he was pissed that he got there.
I mean, the first time, him and his wife were pissed too, especially his wife. This time, the Celtics get Anthony Simons, Hooper, who I didn't want in Orlando, but, things happen. Our 2030 pick, second rounder. And then a 2031 Portland second round pick. Now, the winner again, no surprise, is going to be the Boston Celtics. As we already said, Simons is an expiring contract. He's much younger. He gets the ball out. They say stopgap year anyways with the Tatum injury. I've been a fan of Anthony Simons' game already since, I'm not going to say since Dame left, but even when Dame was there like that last year, I became a fan of Anthony Simons. Athletic. He could shoot from anywhere. Just a demon, bro. I don't know where they're going to really excel with him in Boston because like we just said, how far are they really going to go with it in terms of trying to win this season? I hope they try to go all the way because I would like to see him in the playoffs or at least a planned, situation because I really do think this kid's a baller. That's why I so badly wanted him in Orlando, bro. Damn, thank God I stopped myself about to say something so crazy. But I was pleading to have him in that situation next to Paolo and Franz. But, this is still a pretty decent situation. We still put him next to Derek White. Again, another guy who needs, defensive deficiencies covered for. We have him next to Jaylen Brown. This is a good team culture for him to at least learn from in this 1 year, even if they do let him go after that 1 year. On the other side, Drew Holiday. Don't know if they're going to flip him again. Same thing as that Dame trade. Or if, they're going to really let this man suit up. If they let him suit up, I mean, I don't really see it as a loss, but...
Defense about to be crazy.
Did you really have to give up the picks, though?
Yeah, I don't know.
That shit was unnecessary. I would have done this a 1-for-1, or I would have expected Boston to give up the picks. That's what had me scratching my head in this deal. Boston should have been saying the picks, not you. And you gave up 2 second-rounders.
Yeah.
But again, like you said, at least the defense will be crazy, though. He is a little bit on the older side, but I still do have faith in this crazy-ass fucking defense, though.
No, yeah.
Too many cameras, him clinging. I'm ready.
That's such a fire nickname.
Bro, I am ready for this clinging season, bro. I'm locked the fuck in for the Blazers because I know we disrespected.
They got to start fucking trading some centers, yo.
Yeah.
They got 4 centers.
Trade Time Lord, trade Ayton. I don't even know where Ayton's going to go. Time Lord, not to be fucked up. His minutes is going to be available because he don't even play anyways.
Yeah.
Didn't we check who plays less, him or Mitch? And it was him.
It was him.
Like by way less. And it was in the same draft class, man. That's fucking crazy. So him, I wouldn't even be too worried about Time Lord blocking his minutes. I'm ready for year 2 clinging though.
Yeah.
But like I was saying though, since we disrespected them so much in the watchability tier list last year, I'm gonna spoil it right now. I'm giving them their respect this year. They still have, things to add in the offseason. We'll still see, but spoiler, they're gonna be higher than, what do we have the most boring ranked as?
NyQuil,
that's what it was. I was about to say melatonin. Yeah. They're not gonna be NyQuil, bro. I can guarantee you that.
Not yet. This trade, I mean, it's cool seeing Anthony Simon's gonna go to the Celtics, but with 1 year left on his contract, I don't see the Celtics keeping him around. I think it's just going to be like, all right, we really got to get off this Drew contract. We'll get Anthony Simons, a talented guard. I think this is literally just going to be a year where, Anthony Simons, play your game on a bunch of national TV games and get your bag up. Because once offseason comes, or maybe the deadline, they might move him or something.
Yeah, we not paying you.
Yeah. They're like, we not paying a small guard that likes to score. No, we not doing that. So I think from October to February it's gonna be like, yo, go do your best Dame impression on all these national TV games, and then get his value through the roof. Cause I don't see the Celtics paying him. For the Blazers, I mean, the one thing I would like for year 3 Scoot, like for him to finally.
That's the one thing. You think this means they truly believe in Scoot?
I don't know, cause I was thinking year 3 Scoot, like you're gonna be starting day 1. Now it's looking like Drew's gonna start, which I have no problem with. But I don't know, maybe they think Scoot needs that veteran presence. Cause like as good as Simons was, like he wasn't that veteran. Like he was literally like low key a peer. Like I'm trying to get my shit off.
Bro. Simon's probably 2-3 years older, bro.
Exactly. That team is just young as fuck. So I don't like it for Scoot's development, but outside of that, not that mad at it. Like, because their defense in the second half of the year was turning up, and now you add Drew Holiday. This could be very scary. Do I think he'll suit up with the team? I low-key think so this time. Like, I don't think he could escape Portland this time. Portland fucking loves Drew Holiday. Holy shit. But I don't think he could escape this time. He'll be there opening night. And I don't know what team it'll be that swoops in and gets him. I mean, I don't know.
Maybe they made the playoff push though and don't even move him.
Maybe.
Or play-in push. It's wide open.
Yeah.
We know that. I mean, the only team that in the West is not going to be pushing for that is Utah at this point in time, because
Utah, yeah.
Even the Suns are going to try with whatever pieces it is that they have. They got Mark Will too. I don't even know if we should talk about that. It's really not that important, to be honest with you. If you want to, we can.
I mean, you want to get into draft winners and losers after the next trade?
Yeah, after well, we still have. That's why
the CJ.
That's why I said if you want to talk about the Mark Williams shit at all,
we could talk about it.
Because that's why I'm like, do we really want to talk about Mark Williams, bro?
Not really.
Me neither.
Nah.
To be honest with you,
I would talk about that in the draft shit.
I don't even give a fuck about it. To be honest with you.
I mean, it was. I liked it, but I would talk to have its own segment. No,
fair enough, man. Fair enough to you.
To have its own segment, nah, I'm not talking about that.
Are you? Are you ready for the most confusing trade?
Yeah.
Let me find all the details now for this one.
The CJ trade.
The CJ trade. Wow. There's so much celebration, bro, for this. Celebration on one side, hysteria on the other. The Pelicans are receiving Sadiq Bey, Jordan Poole, and the draft rights to Micah Peavy, which was the 40th pick. The Wizards got CJ McCollum, Kelly Olynyk, and a 2027 Chicago second rounder. And man, the Pelicans damn near threw a parade. And it was a true debate of what's bro's name, Justin, that they just got rid of the Saints. QB.
Derek Carr.
They was really having a debate. What day was better? Derek Carr leaving or CJ leaving? What day made them happier? That is fucking crazy.
That's crazy.
They damn near threw a parade for both of them days. And they really had a debate that the day of that CJ trade, like, damn, which day is better? People really hate fucking CJ McCollum.
I remember when they made that CJ trade and Bleacher Report putting up the new big three in New Orleans. It was Zion, him, and Ingram.
Bro, my favorite though is when CJ says, yo, my favorite tweet is they said they're gonna start blaming CJ McCollum for the tariff prices. And someone searched up that tweet and it did not come up. Nobody ever said that shit, bro. CJ McCollum a cornball, bro. I'm gonna hate that man for my whole life.
They gotta stop making graphics for everybody. They gotta stop.
Can you elaborate?
Like those big three graphics. Like whenever a trade happens. I literally saw one after the Mark Williams trade. It was Booker, Mark Williams, and
good
Jalen
answer.
Green.
I was about to say, what's the worst one ever?
And I was like, damn, bro, not everybody needs a graphic.
How do you feel about this trade though? Because we were saying like, damn, Jordan Poole just went from a trash situation to a trash situation.
I feel bad for him the most. And when I saw that trade, I'm like, this is like the most like whatever trade ever. I feel bad for Jordan Poole. He went from Silicon Valley to fucking Washington to New Orleans.
It's not even about, because you're talking about like cities. Those three cities is all great cities, right?
Oh, I guess franchise, yeah.
But you went from dynasty, learning from an all-time great. Then you go to, what was at the time a shitty organization. But now they're getting their act together. And you're a part of them getting their act together.
And now you're going to...
Now you're going to a shittier organization. Broken down. You're next to this guy who should be a superstar. But he's addicted to Baddie Hub and DoorDash. All of your teammates get hurt every fucking day. And your team fucking sucks.
I think we were early to the party saying that the Pelicans are the worst run franchise since 2013. Because I was just listening to...
Should have never changed the name.
I was just listening to Bill Simmons, and he was like, yo, he said, I think they took the crown for worst run franchises. Like, they passed Sacramento. They passed Washington. And we'll get more into it when we talk about the draft.
As long as Washington is out of that conversation.
Nah, Washington is... Washington has shown like these last 2 seasons. I feel like them getting off the Beal contract was like the start of everything. So I think Washington is moving in a better direction. I think New Orleans low-key has take. I can't even shit on Sacramento because their draft was pretty good.
Sacramento.
I mean, they still have shit to do and fix, but New Orleans, bro.
We on the up, bro.
I think New Orleans they've taken the cake of that shit, bro.
You know Sacramento's finishing top 10 next year, right?
No, I'm not going that far.
I'm not praying on anybody to get hurt, but it just takes one injury, bro.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
Like Wemby, unfortunately, got hurt. Who else got hurt last year?
I pray Wemby doesn't get hurt.
Yeah, me too. We need full season of Wemby to load up. Him and De'Aaron Fox, yo, for my own selfish reasons too, because that Wemby PR is gonna turn into, just by association, De'Aaron Fox PR. Like, let's just real quick before we move on. Who's one player you think benefited the most in terms of just PR by being associated with a star player?
Kyrie.
That's a really good fucking answer. Do you have any other answers, or you think that's the best one by far? Because if that
On
man,
a lower scale, same team, Richard Jefferson, low-key.
what the fuck?
I mean, I'm not talking about like all-time status, but just like career status.
Why?
Because, I don't know, he always talks about back in 16 when we did this, and it's like, it's slowly been happening with road trip and all this, and now he's doing the fucking finals.
I'm not saying like got an opportunity to like be on TV. I'm saying like, let's say, so the reason like your Kyrie thing was great, right? Is because
I guess from the career legacy, Kyrie, but like
yeah. So like for example, that's the reason I loved your answers because I saw a graphic. It was like at the very best, who was the best player here? And it was John Wall, Isaiah Thomas, Kyrie, and Dame. I think it was just them, or was it someone else?
I think it was Dame, John Wall, Kyrie,
and everyone was like, obviously Kyrie by far. And I was like, yo, damn, bro, that shot and that ring with Bron really has y'all fucked up, bro. Really has y'all fucked up. Cause I'm not even gonna get into it, bro. I'm not even
I'm trying
gonna
to think of somebody else though.
I'm not even gonna clip farm like that, but I'm just gonna say those answers is wrong. I'm just gonna keep it strictly like that. Those answers are wrong.
But to the original question you asked me, Kyrie is like the first one that comes to
Kyrie's
mind.
the first answer. I really want to know how people will look at him if he never played with LeBron. If LeBron never went home.
People, I don't know if other people would even say Scottie Pippen because the way y'all talk about Scottie Pippen, y'all act like he was a fucking garbage can.
Yeah, like a nobody.
Like the way MJ stands talk about Scottie Pippen, you would think he's fucking trash. Kyrie is really the best answer. Like, guy who benefited the most from him.
Like he literally just gets overrated just by association because they team, or just gets more attention. For example,
Klay.
That's a fucking great answer, Klay Thompson. That is a great fucking answer. Now on the inverse, I don't think a Tony Parker, for example, gets inflated like that for playing with Tim. I don't think a Ginobili does either. But a Klay Thompson absolutely gets sucked up like crazy for playing with Steph.
I'm trying to think of who else. Them two might be the top two answers, yo. Because I can't.
Same era too. That's funny.
Yeah, like. I don't think I could think of anybody else.
I'm trying to think too.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I could think of anybody else.
The reason I also kind of thought about this too, I don't know if you saw, bro. Kind of like not related to basketball. Every Dodger player made it to the finalists of the All-Star game voting.
That's crazy.
And there's many of them that don't deserve it. And it's just because, again, they just have the most fans. Like Teoscar and Andy Pages and Mookie Betts do not deserve it at all. There's way fucking better players out there. Like Mookie Betts is having a very down season, bro. This is his worst season by fucking far.
Damn.
And he still made it. So every position, there is a Dodger in the finalists.
Damn.
So it's just by associate, but that's like a franchise thing. But in the NBA, like I said, the Fox with Wemby, if Fox is gonna get more attention now playing with Wemby, Kyrie's fucking legacy is stupidly enhanced playing with LeBron.
I would say
and getting those championships.
I would say Kyrie and Klay are the two. Those are like the two top answers.
And Klay would be a fucking nobody without Steph, bro. I truly believe that. Like, that's why that argument with Kevin Mike pissed me off so much when they're like, if he got drafted by the Grizzlies in that draft class, he would have still been the same. And I remember I looked up, I was like, bro, the Grizzlies were bottom 3 in 3-point attempts.
He would have been the only spacer.
I was like, bro, you
And
acting
then
like
after a while,
you acting like they was gonna let him take 10 threes.
yeah. Not only that, once he started hitting a couple, they would have been face guarding his ass.
And I was like, y'all picked the worst fucking team to draft him. Y'all should have said Houston, like something like that. The Knicks. Y'all always said if the Grizzlies picked him, he would still be Klay Thompson. Come on, bro. What are we doing?
Yeah, those two. That got to be the answer.
I got nothing else. We could get into straight up draft winners and losers.
Should we start with winners or losers?
I like being negative.
Losers?
The Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah. We already talked about them at the start. But they're a fucking loser. I'm sorry, bro.
Can you say that again?
They're a fucking loser, bro. How the getting five
fucking loser?
Getting 5 first round picks, and it's like, what do you think of the chances? Like, out of all their 5 picks, you think one of them will hit?
That's fine. I was about to ask you that question. Hit in what sense? All-star one time, be good, long career. What do you mean by that?
Let's say
define that and I'll give you an answer.
Let's say, because I don't see any of them being all-stars. How many of them
10 years
will get to the second contract with this team?
With this team or just in general second contract?
With the Nets. Because if they're on another team with the second contract,
but I'm not going to pick a specific one. I'll just say one.
Just one?
One will luck out. 1 out of 5.
If I had to pick one, I feel like if I was to pick one, I feel like I would take Drake Powell.
Wait, why? You just said Danny Wolf was your favorite one earlier.
Yeah, but he has a lot of questions.
Okay.
Like, he's my favorite in terms of like play style and like where he was picked. Like, you can't really
talking about value pick.
Yeah, so he was picked like at the right time. But like just in terms of like skill set and like what is translatable to the league, I feel like Drake Powell plays good. He gives you good effort on defense, has good intangibles. He's shown you he could knock down threes. So that's translatable. So Danny Wolf is still like, he's a 7-foot center / point guard. Like, how are you gonna make that work? If you can make it work, then shit. But I would bank more on Drake Powell. Second loser.
I was about to say the second obvious loser, Justin. Take it away because you already spoiled it too when we talk about the trade.
It's the Pelicans.
The worst run franchise.
Moving up 10 spots to get Derek Queen. Which, no disrespect, like, I'm not even shitting on Derek Queen, and this isn't even like a shot at him. It's more so the fact that what they gave up, because this is not an indictment on Derek Queen at all. But they traded their 2026 unprotected first round pick to the Hawks.
Unprotected next year too, not even later.
Yeah, which is, I think they get the best of theirs or Milwaukee's first, whatever. So that move basically, Joe Dumars is saying, yo, we think we could be good this upcoming season. I don't know where he thought that. And boy, bro, I don't like this at all. Because now you gave Atlanta that pick. Atlanta probably like, fuck yeah, let's go. Bro, I don't like this move at all.
I'm about to get AJ, bro.
Really? Now you pairing up Derek Queen with Zion. You got Fears, who has DeJounte and Jordan Poole playing ahead of him.
Poor kid, bro.
I hate that. I hate that shit so much. They are undoubtedly losers in this draft, bro. Not even a question. And Joe Dumars, and to the people that was like, man, it's been a while since Joe Dumars was a GM. Give him some grace. He built the 04 Pistons. I'm like, bro, he fucking sucked. Like, anybody who put that Greg Monroe, Josh Smith, Andre Drummond lineup.
I was about to comment on that. I was like, this is the same dude who thought that was a winning team.
Like, yeah, like I remember when they made that hire. I'm like, well, Pelicans about to be ass. And he couldn't even help himself. So, yeah. You're right, bro. They shouldn't have. They shouldn't have been the Pelicans. They got to rebrand. Because I was looking through Twitter yesterday. I'm
That's
like,
a weak ass name too from the start. Like I thought about that.
Pelicans. I was looking at Twitter. Wizards fans were like, because they showed Trey Johnson and all the rookies in their new jerseys. They're like, yo, we need a fucking rebrand badly because these red, white, and blue jerseys are not it. And I agree. I'm tired of those jerseys. Like, same thing with the Pelicans jerseys. I'm like, nah, bro. My favorite Wizards jerseys was the Arenas era.
I like
the rookie John Wall jerseys. Those shits was fire.
Nah, I like the John Wall striped ones.
I don't like the red, white, and blue shits. Them shits just look so whack.
Nah, I fuck with them.
I don't know.
I got no problem with
It's
them.
like when the Nets...
But I like the Wizard logo of him holding the ball, not the circle with the Martin Luther King. Not Martin Luther King statue. You know what I'm talking about. The one that he gave the speech in front of.
Yeah.
It's not a tower. I don't even know what you should call it. The monument. The thing's really called the Washington Monument. I don't like that logo. I like the Wizard holding the basketball.
Yeah.
But not the Gilbert Arenas cover one, the red, white, and blue one. I like that one.
They need a rebrand.
I don't even know what they could be called though. Because I was gonna say like Gators, but I was like, nah, that Florida got the Gators already. They're too famous for that. You can't use that name.
They have to be New Orleans.
They should be Jazz, but they can't be.
They were the Jazz back in the day, right? That would have been perfect.
But they can't
be. New Orleans Jazz, yeah.
New Orleans Creoles. I mean, I don't know. I thought Pelicans was weak when I was 12, 13 years old when it came out. And you can't be Hornets. Hornets is gone. New Orleans Creoles. I don't know what else. I mean, New Orleans Swamp Monsters.
Nah.
That just sounds so childish, bro.
Swamp. Nah.
Something to do with the swamp. That's what they're known for. The swamp, Creole, and Gators. I didn't even know they were known for pelicans. I didn't know pelicans was a fucking bird.
When they rebranded. I knew that, but I was like,
I did not know that.
Really? I'm like, pelicans, really?
I don't know what else.
Is every bird name taken? Like, not in the NBA. We just got the Hawks.
Yeah, but it's like they're not associated with eagles.
The fucking NFL, they ran up that fucking those birds.
They have every bird. MLB low key too. MLB has 3 birds: Orioles, Blue Jays, Cardinals. Is that it? I think that's 3 birds. They got 3 fucking birds, bro. 3 birds, 2 socks.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. They gotta change their team name. They gotta change everything. Y'all tried it for 12 years. It's time for a change, bro.
I remember when they changed to the Pelicans.
I thought that shit was weak.
I like when they were the New Orleans Hornets. I like that shit.
I like the Hornets with that splash of yellow, bro.
Their jerseys were fire too.
Yeah, like the teal with the purple is cool, but I like it better. The like that teal with the splash of yellow, better. Like CP3.
Like those jerseys from AD's rookie year.
Yeah, tough.
Fire.
CP3.
I literally almost bought one in 6th grade. Anthony Davis jersey, the blue with the pinstripes.
Tough.
That shit was fire. The 23, yeah, that shit was dumb fire.
That's actually a good segment. Like, what name will we give the Pelicans, bro? And like, what type of logo, what colors, man? Because I really want to think. I kind of want to bring that back for next episode. Like, just a whole rebrand for their team. Because it's been terrible since they've done that.
Yeah.
3-4 playoff appearances in 12 years. No conference finals.
So they made it in 15, 18, 24?
24, yeah.
And 22? They made it in 22, right?
Yes.
That was when Chris Paul went fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's correct. You're right.
In the first round, yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
24?
Yeah, they played OKC.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
I remember they almost stole a game, and they choked
their ass. Because I was about to say 24, they lost the game to the Lakers. And I was like, wait a second. They won the other game. That's when Zion went crazy, but then got hurt.
40 ball against the Lakers.
I want him to go to the playoffs so badly, bro. Yeah. He's still never played a playoff game.
Hasn't played a single minute in the playoffs.
We're gonna bring that back next week. I'm gonna make a note of that. Like,
hey, Lonzo hasn't either. I don't think.
I think Laurie still has the most games played without a playoff appearance. So he still has the record.
I remember when Zach.
Currently, for current player,
Zach LaVine had that shit.
Current player is Laurie. I don't know all time. Laurie's definitely chasing the all time record though. Next episode, I'm gonna send you that rebrand for the Pelicans. But looking at the starting lineup, bro, for next year is about to be DeJounte, Poole, as currently as we speak, but I think he's gonna be moved. Trey Murphy, Zion, and Misi. And I guess him and Queen are gonna battle for starting minutes, bro. Just key in a top 7 pick for the Hawks already.
Yeah.
Top 7, top 6 pick.
In a good draft too.
Terrible, bro. I feel bad for all 5,000 of their fans. They can't even pack the arena either. The arena be empty.
Damn, bro. You just made me want to check attendance.
Smoothie King, right? Is it still Smoothie King?
I think so. Looking at attendance right now.
Last place. Bottom 5. I'll be fair. Bottom 5.
Bottom 5 was Hornets, Grizzlies, Raptors, Wizards, Jazz.
Are you going by percentage or total?
This is... Damn, I want ESPN. Does Basketball Reference have one?
I know. I'll find it for you. Because there's one that has...
I'm going by total.
There's one that has percentage and total. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, I went by total.
NBA 24-25 attendance. I think B-Ball Reference has one.
I think they do. ESPN was like the first shit I saw. Oh, damn.
Attendance data. Statista, wow.
Percentage is probably more accurate, right?
Yeah, because every arena has different amounts of seats, so it's gonna be skewed. Like MSG might have more seats than the Wizards shit.
Yeah, that's true. Damn, I want to see where you could find that.
No,
shit.
B-Ball Reference don't have one. I was wondering B-Ball Reference had one.
Inside who's?
Oh yeah, they do have one. They do have one.
B-Ball Reference has it.
Yeah, but just total and attendance per game. Yeah, they don't have percentage. Don't have fucking percentage.
Damn.
Pelicans here would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's bottom 6. Attendance. Let me look up attendance percentage.
Yeah, that's probably
Gotta
way
be
more.
somebody here. Someone has to have percentage, bro.
Damn.
So ESPN does have percentage, but it's blank.
Yeah, that shit was, I don't know.
It's blanked out for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Oh well, we'll rebrand them at next episode, bro, because they gotta do something.
Yeah.
But let's move on to the next loser. I don't know how many losers you want to do because I have one more.
All right, be honest with you. Could,
and this is just off the dome too, because I know we didn't plan for this, but
you could say it.
The Blazers.
Hanson Yang,
who was in the crowd and didn't even expect to be drafted this high.
I didn't put him as a loser because I'm like, if you walk into the season with Ayton and Covington, you're a fucking loser. But if you trade them, then I'm like, because I'm not gonna lie,
but it's just based off the draft, though.
Yeah, I wasn't familiar with him, but I'm not gonna lie. When I watched his tape, I was like, it's kind of fun to watch. Oh, but yeah, I don't know how they're gonna make
that early.
Yeah, that was crazy. He wasn't. I don't even think he was first round projected.
That's the point. He was sitting with the fucking fans.
Yeah, that was crazy.
We could have bought a seat next to him.
Yeah, we could have been like, yo,
literally, like, yo, congratulations, bro. Like, come on, bro.
Took him 16. That was crazy. They must think he could be a fucking star. We'll they took him that high.
Currently loser. Loser.
I'm not mad at that. I just didn't want to be harsh.
Do you have another loser?
Nah, I just had those two.
That's the only two you want to call a
Yeah.
fucking loser?
Yeah. Draft winners.
I'm sorry, bro. I love calling niggas fucking losers.
Draft winner. First one, I think we could both agree. It's not even a surprise.
I'm sorry.
You said I love calling people a fucking loser. I guess next year from now on, we're just gonna start with the losers and be like, here's the J&J fucking losers.
We don't gotta wait till next year. I can't wait till free agency.
Oh yeah,
The biggest fucking
losers
loser.
of free agency. Yeah,
The Suns.
first draft winner. I'm not gonna be one of those people that's like number one pick. That team is the winner because you could do that every single year. Spurs.
They had the number 2 pick.
Yeah, but the fact that Carter Bryant fell to 14, all those dumbass teams too. That passed on him, I think them walking out with Harper and Carter Bryant, that's a W. That's why I put them first, just to get them out the way. Like, it was a no-brainer. Second, I don't know if you have another. I have a decent amount of winners. My second winner?
My winner of the NBA draft, the Orlando Magic.
I have them down too.
I'm fucking with my boy Jace.
Yes.
Bring us to the promised land.
Yo.
And I love your pops, bro. No Diddy.
Yo.
Bring us to the promised land.
That was the perfect spot for Jace Richardson.
I know they're our competition. And I know if we play them in a series, I'm going to hate them so fucking much. But there's no other team in our conference I want to do better than the Orlando Magic. They have a lot of guys on their team that I like. Yeah. And that's truly like the only competition I want to see do good. Them and the Wiz.
It's spearheaded by Paolo for me.
It's them and the Wiz. The Wiz just because of the spirit of John Wall. But that's the only two teams I ever want to see do good in the East. Like if we get eliminated early, like I'll sit in the cuck chair to watch the Magic do good. As long as they don't eliminate us. You feel me?
I think I would too.
If we're on the other side of the bracket, we lose round 2, but they're on the other side of the bracket and they winning, I'll sit in the hotel chair and watch.
Yeah, I think this was the perfect team for Jace to go to. Because they need a dynamic guard that could also space the floor, more of a combo guard. And he's going to be walking into a situation where it's like you have big playmakers around you and you have big defenders around you. So he's not going to be like super picked on. I mean, obviously, when he's out there, the other teams are going to attack him, but he's going to be surrounded by some good defenders too. So I think this was the absolute perfect spot for Jace Richardson. And good value, too, to get him at 25.
You mind if I just get my last winner and then you could just give the rest of yours?
Yeah.
My next winner, my final winner. The Charlotte Hornets.
Same. I have them as well.
Of course, for play style reasons, we're going to have some floor spacing. We're going to have some scoring added to the team. But most importantly, we're going to have some culture shifters in the locker room. We're going to have some guys in there that's really going to shift the culture. I don't think these guys are going to succumb to the culture that we currently have in that Charlotte locker room.
I don't think so either.
So, yeah. These guys are some hard workers, play the game the right way, and yeah. That's how it's going to be. Oh, Josh is calling me.
Not now.
This is not the time.
Yeah.
This is not the time, bro.
Man.
This is not the fucking time to answer a Josh call, bro.
Not yet.
But yeah, culture shifters, got some floor spacing. Shout out to Khan. Shout out to Liam, bro. And I'm not gonna lie, that Montverde clip, bro, of them announcing the starting lineup, that shit's so cold, bro. But they got a cold lineup every fucking year.
Everybody's like, who's better, Cadenham or Coopenham?
How about D'Lo and Ben? Why not?
Nah, they were D'Lo
because of how they are now. But like, that's not fair. But them at the time,
nah, them at the time was cold. Nah, Coopenham was crazy though.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. What was cold too was the video I saw a couple months ago when RJ beat Scotty and Scotty went to that team the year after.
Oh, yeah, he went to Marvel. Yeah.
That shit was cool as
I think it was RJ and Andrew Nemhard.
Yeah, RJ beat Scotty, and Scotty joined that team after, and it was a tough ass game too that they played against each other. It was a fire ass highlight.
I remember that. That's when Scotty had the big ass fucking dreads. Yeah. Yeah, I got the Charlotte Hornets as well as one of my winners. Getting Con Canupa with the 4th overall pick. Absolute W. I think VJ would have been the best fit, but since he got taken, Con was the next best thing. And then getting Liam McNeely at 29. That was a great value pick. You got probably Liam McNeely at one point was like his shot kind of struggled, but going into the season, he was known to be one of the best shooters in the draft. So you're getting 2 floor spacers. And I just love their draft entirely because in round 2, you got my fucking guy, Sion James, role player. He did it all for Duke. And he's gonna be walking into Charlotte playing that same role. Point of attack defense, being able to space the floor, could play make a little bit. He's not gonna be asked to do too much, so I think that's perfect. He's a winner. And then getting Ryan Kalkbrenner after trading Mark Williams, you grab a center. I think they had a great draft. Shout out to them. They now have 3 former Cooper Flag teammates on their team.
That's all I heard after my boy from Duke. I mean, you saw the nickname for the new duo out there.
What?
Caulk and ball torture.
Oh, I think I say good credit.
Come on, man. That's a good one too.
I do have a blind ranking for you before we move on.
Oh yeah, we do got 2 more topics. Let's do this blind ranking.
So 5 Duke players were drafted in this draft. So
I should be doing this shit for you, man.
I want you to blind rank these active Duke players.
All of them at 5. Put them all at 5.
All right.
All these niggas at 5.
So, first name, Luke Kennard.
Damn, bro, this is going to be tough. I feel like you're going to give me some bums.
No, I'm not going to lie. You might have to use brain power for this.
Career or active, like this past season? So, like, if you give me...
We're just going strictly NBA career.
If you give me Kyrie, is it this past season Kyrie or all Kyrie?
Let's go all.
Like, Luke Kennard's been pretty decent. I'll give him like a 4.
Put it on 4. All right. Next, RJ Barrett.
RJ's cool. RJ just had a decent season last season, 20 plus. I mean, this guy 25 and 5. I'll put him 3. I feel like 3 is a safe spot. He's definitely not worse than Luke Kennard. I feel like there's a guy worse than Luke Kennard coming.
Brandon Ingram.
This is going to be controversial. Career, not the same tier as RJ, but him and RJ right now are in the same tier, and they're on the same team currently. They're already thinking of moving RJ, though, but Brandon Ingram's number 2. Fuck, bro. There's like Tatum, Kyrie. There's mad heads out there, but he's number 2. Yeah, I'm fucked right now.
Grayson Allen.
5. Him and Luke Kennard, same tier. Grayson Allen is slightly better. Same tier. I'll put Grayson Allen 5. I got no problem with that. Number 1. Kyrie Irving.
Gary Trent Jr.
Damn, bro. I mean, I would put them all at 5, to be honest with you. It wasn't that bad until that last part. But I would just put them all at 5. That's all I would tell you right now.
So your list is what? Gary
Trent,
Brandon Ingram, RJ, Luke Kennard, and Grayson Allen.
If you cut out Gary Trent, everything was correct, objectively, in my opinion. I think if you cut out Gary Trent Jr., that's the perfect order.
All right.
But I'd have them all at 5 anyways because they played for Duke.
All right. So you're done with your winners?
Yeah.
So yeah, we both said, I don't know if you agreed to the Spurs, but Spurs, Magic, Hornets.
Spurs because of Carter Bryant, but like, I don't want to say it's a 2-person draft, but like, when I say that, let me take that back. I feel like the term 2-person draft is like, there's only 2 good players in this draft and everything else is kind of ass. Let me say this is a the first 2 picks were guaranteed. We knew who it was going to be.
Yeah.
Let's say it like that. That doesn't mean there was no value after. I feel like 2-person draft is like, at the time, Ben Simmons and Ingram, and then everything else was going to be trash. That's what we thought at the time.
Yeah.
But then Jaylen Brown came out after. But at the time, I will never forget watching the draft. After Ben Simmons and B.I. got drafted, they literally said, all right, now we begin the NBA draft. They literally made that joke right after B.I. got drafted and he got off the stage. That was a 2-man draft. This was just like, we knew who the first 2 guys were.
I guess you could say because Carter Bryant. Because if it was like,
that's the value.
If it was like Hanson Yang at 14, we're not putting them at.
Fuck no. Why are we really gonna pick on him? Damn.
I was gonna say Noah Senge, but I'm like, nah, let me not do that. One of my winners, I had the Phoenix Suns.
They need something. Man.
Getting Kamal Maloj at 10, and then trading for Mark Williams. So now you got 2. You went from no centers to now you got 2 centers. I like that. Also grabbing Kobe Brea in the second round, another shooter. I thought that was a good pick for them. I have the Miami Heat. Shockingly, I think Kasparis falling all the way to 20 for them. Not only is that great value, but like you walked away with a guy that Jordan and I both thought was like a top 10 talent.
Yeah, it sucks. I want to be a fan of him. I can't be anymore.
Yeah, I can't anymore.
So
it's like
the hate watch is coming. Hate watch with tears too.
Oh my god, bro. I hate fuck Brooklyn, bro. Fuck. Like you passed on him twice.
But I would have been hate watching him in Brooklyn too. So I want him in Phoenix, man.
Yeah.
I don't got beef with Phoenix, so I want him in Phoenix.
Oh yeah, another pick I forgot about Phoenix, Rasheer Fleming.
Yeah. W.
That was, oh my god. You got Ryan Dunn and Rasheer Fleming on the wings. Jesus Christ. That they had a beautiful draft.
What prison do they have out there? They don't have PDX, right? No, PDX is in Colorado.
You could find it real quick.
The fuck is a prison? PDX is Colorado though.
Another draft winner. I got the Hawks. Finessing the Pelicans like that, and then moving back 10 spots to get Asa Newell.
Yeah, I guess you could say that because it's the inverse of the Pelicans.
Because Asa Newell was a guy going into the season who was like projected lottery pick, and you got him at 23. So that is also great value, and he's somebody who's going to fit in well. He's going to be a lob threat
the
for Trae
Florence Supermax prison. I'm sorry to interrupt.
So Fleming and Dunn are going to have people in Florence Supermax. Yeah, great pick for Atlanta. You're going to have a lob there for Trae Young, somebody who's going to play hard, give you a lot of effort, and he gets to stay home in Georgia. And then my last winner, I got the Sacramento Kings.
Yes!
Grabbing, I think they traded back, I believe, to get Nick Clifford at 24. I thought OKC was going to grab him because they had like a pick around there. He's a guy who's a do-it-all forward. He's a great pick. I hate the ageism shit in the draft. I'm starting to hate that shit just because the guy's 23 years old. We're just like, fuck that guy. I think Nick Clifford could really play despite him being older. And then getting, I forgot how to say his name. Max Me right now in the second round. I think that was a good pick. Second best player in the ACC all year was a 20-10 center. I think that was a solid value pick for the Kings. They've been doing their thing. Yeah, that's my winners and losers.
Shout out to my Kings, man. We're winning 48 games. 48 games on the way loading. Just get us a point guard, man. The Trae Young talks died, but that's okay. We don't want that fucking bum.
Still sick that Tyrese Proctor went 49th.
It's all right. Moving on, though, Justin.
Damn, Leon, we couldn't keep Kobe Walter.
We couldn't draft, damn, who did my brother say? I want to see who got him, too. Because I lied to my brother. Damn, who got him, Justin? The Suns got him.
Oh, Kobe Sanders, my fault. I said Kobe Walter. We couldn't.
Suns got Kobe Brea.
Yeah.
My brother wanted him to be a Knick because he's from the Heights.
Yeah, that motherfucker could shoot.
He's from the Heights. He's like, I hope he gets to the Knicks. I was like, where in the Heights is he from? He's like, oh, I don't know. So I lied to him and I looked it up. No, I didn't look it up, but I lied to him and I said I looked it up. I was like, oh, he from 178th and St. Nicholas. He's like, oh yeah, that's by the bakery. I was like, and I was like, that's funny. I just lied to you with a straight ass face. He's like, that's fucked up. LMFAO.
Nigga said that's by the bakery.
I know which way you talk about too. I think he's talking about the Mocana Bakery. That's what he's talking about. But I was like, yo, this motherfucker really believe me,
hey,
bro.
Man, Daddy A got stained, man. We drafted this boy.
I'm trying to talk about that shit, man.
Muhammad Diawara.
Motherfucker said Daddy got stained, bro.
He do, apparently.
Wembenyama needs a 5% cut of every French player's contract drafted after him for life. Until he dies.
Facts.
Until he dies, bro. No funny shit.
Facts.
We're just gonna come on, Shams. Like, we don't need anything more. We get it. You don't need to drop 7 tweets about the Lonzo shit, bro. We don't care. Drop that the Kings got I don't know who's a great point guard I would want. Drop that the Kings just got Lonzo Ball. How about that? I mean LaMelo Ball. How about that? Kings get LaMelo Ball. That's what I want to hear.
Damn, yeah. I do low-key want to come to the pod one day and see all the Frenchmen drafted after Wembanyama.
Yeah, and then...
Because Basketball Reference, I'm sorting it through like here they were drafted, but they haven't added the 25 class yet.
Yeah, get this motherfucker paid, bro.
Yeah.
5%. That's what I would do. They should be kissing his ass already. I mean, look at the Olympic documentary. The dudes were all older than him. They were kissing his ass. Crazy. Getting little broed by a fucking rookie. Crazy, bro.
Still, one of the funniest clips this year was All-Star when Jokic was like, "You really brought a book?"
He called him a fucking loser.
And Wemby was like, "Yeah, I read before every game." And he was just like,
he was just like, fucking loser. Go get some pussy.
"Oh man." And it was funny because they asked him at the podium, they're like, "You really got on Wemby for bringing a book?" He was like, "Yeah, before a regular game is cool, but fucking All-Star game?" Nah, Jokic's reaction,
point,
the way he asked that shit was so funny. He's like, "You really brought a book?"
He's like, "You really brought a book, nigga?"
Oh man, yo. Nah, Wemby played into that shit so far. He's like, "Yeah, I always bring a book.
I always bring a book." I feel bad. Man. And now he's training with the fucking Shaolin monks like he's in Mortal Kombat. Like real life, like sparring with them and shit.
I pray he's healthy next year, bro.
And he better have an MVP season, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I really want
with all this bullshit.
I want the world to see playoff Wemby, bro.
I guess we'll see. Moving on though. We're gonna quickly touch on. Nas Reed, Jersey native. Shout out Asbury Park. 5 years, 125 mil.
Shout out Nas Reed. Get that bag, man.
Paid, bro. Get paid, bro. Get fucking paid, man. Yeah. He deserves it. He definitely DMing that fan that DM'd him talking shit. Because he did tell that fan, like, I'm about to get 100 M's. And that fan was like, I bet you not. And I forgot if it was Nas Reed or him.
At least 100 M's.
I forgot if it was Nas Reed who said, I'm going to come back and DM you when I do, or the fan who said, I'm gonna come back and laugh at you when you don't. It was one of two ways. One of them said one or the other. But yeah, they definitely talking right now. 125 M's for him. Julius Randle. Time to go on Zillow, bro. Time to go on Zillow.
Damn, I was about to ask something crazy, but I'm not going to ask.
Nah, please do. Please do. I'm putting you on the spot.
If you was Nas Reed to respond to the dude, would you have like $100 bills taped like on your piece going to the floor and be like, "What now, son?"
You're asking me if I was Nas Reed, would I take a video?
No, not a video. Just take a picture.
No, hold on. You're asking me if I was Nas Reed, would I take a video? Have my 3 diamond chains on. First, start off the video like this, and be like, just showing off my chains and shit. Have my diamond earrings in. Flip the camera down. Show off my 3 diamond rings, 1 on my pinky. Then go even more down. You saying have $800 bills just taped to my dread and just say, "What now, nigga?" And just send that to the fucking fan? Probably. I would do some shit like that if I had 125
and then take
mil.
another flick where you're just like this, and it's just
With the contract in front of it too. I ain't gonna lie. I would have the contract there too. I ain't gonna lie. I would have the contract right there. Yo, how the fuck did you even think of that?
that's like the ultimate checkmate.
Nah. You hear that? Or like on some fake Scrooge McDuck shit, but on some crazier shit. Just open up like a fucking duffel bag or a suitcase of like hundreds and just my piece over the hundreds, bro. Send that nigga that shit, bro. Be like, what now? Keep betting your $10 parlays. I don't give a fuck. I got 125 M's. I know that kid's mad as fuck, bro.
Mad as fuck.
Oh well, but shout out to him.
Or you could do what that Pacers fan did and just grab a bunch of 100 stacks and just be like, who just got $100 million contract? Who just got $100 million contract?
I ain't see him doing nothing now. Bitch ass motherfucker. I ain't seen none of his recent videos now. Oh,
He's probably throwing a fucking party right now, Nas Reed.
He is with mad bitches. You think Leandre there? Yeah, you don't think they cool anymore, right?
We just went to the conference finals. I'm trying to party with my conference finals folks and my hometown folks.
So you don't think they friends anymore?
I don't know.
You don't think he talked to... I mean, obviously you don't know, but like if you just had a guess, you don't think he fuck with anybody in Jelly fam?
I think so.
Who, if you had a guess?
Maybe Javon.
Think so? I mean, we definitely know who we don't fuck with.
Yeah.
Mr. Bell himself. For PR reasons. That's what we don't fuck with.
I mean, he wasn't Jelly fan, but he probably talked to Briscoe.
He not Jelly though.
Yeah, he's not Jelly fan, but they were high school teammates.
Javon probably made the most sense though. Javon play international or no? He just don't hoop no more.
I don't think he hoop anymore.
Damn, that sucks. Bro's throwing fits on not IG Live, but on his IG stories. Nova, Bama, just didn't work out. Brown,
Memphis.
Bro, I'll never forget those NBA 2K draft classes. I would dead ass pick him in the second round just because. I would never start him though. I wouldn't. I wouldn't glaze that much.
He was dead as a 5-star. Like he was ranked ahead of Tyler Hero in high school. I think he was ranked ahead of Halliburton.
Didn't just say that Dave dapped him up and he said, "I'm not washing this hand."
Yeah.
Crazy glaze, bro. That is crazy dick suck. That is crazy dick suck. I'm gonna have to ask him about that again in person. Shout out to JQ though. You don't think he talked to who's the original Jelly, bro? I forgot his name.
Isaiah Washington?
Yeah. You don't think he talked to Isaiah?
I don't know. Probably not.
You don't think he tap in with him when he come play the Knicks?
Maybe. I don't know.
Come on. If I was him, I ain't gonna lie. If I made it to the league and like you, me, and D and like Daker was like in a hooping group and only I made the league, at least when I come play the Knicks, I'll be like, all right, guys, let's go to Starlets real quick. Let's go to Peter Luger's and Starlets.
Was the last 5-star.
Who?
Javon was the last 5-star in the class of 2018.
Is he the only one that didn't make it to the league?
What, should I read the guys under him?
Well, read all the 5-stars. That how many people are ahead of him? First of all,
25.
That's a lot.
I could do it fast. R.J. Barrett, Zion Williamson, Cam Reddish, Bobo, Romeo Langford, Nasir Little, Keldon Johnson, Quentin Grimes, Anthony Simons, Jalen Smith, Luke King, Naz Reid, Darius Baisley, E.J. Montgomery, Moses Brown, Darius Garland, Trey Jones, Charles Bassey, Simsola Shitu, Ashton Hagans, Emmett Williams, Jalen Horde, Kobe White, Devon Dotson, Emmanuel Quickly.
Shit too. Did he make it to the league? That's the only name I'm not familiar
I'm
with.
not familiar with that motherfucker.
That's the only name I'm not familiar with. So I'm guessing only him and JQ ain't make it to the
I'm
league.
about to look it up. Shit too.
He made it?
Yeah, he's on Basketball Reference.
Is there any other names you are familiar with?
I don't think he played a game though.
He's on Basketball Reference though.
But
JQ's not on there. No disrespect to JQ.
Yeah, let me see transaction. He signed a contract with the Bulls in 2019.
Maybe he got some bread out of it.
And then he got waived. After that. Yeah.
Damn, bro.
He never played a fucking game though. Shit too.
But he got a contract.
Yeah, he got a
Not
contract.
to put down JQ, but it's like, damn. So you're the only one that didn't even get an NBA contract then.
EJ.
But that just shows how hard it is to make it to the league, though.
Yeah. EJ Montgomery made it too. I remember him on Kentucky. I don't think he played a game, but he got a contract. He signed with the Bucks.
Second round or undrafted?
EJ Montgomery was undrafted.
Okay.
But he signed an Exhibit 10 with the Bucks. Damn, I'm trying to see who else.
Bro, that's
Moses Brown, I know he made. Charles Bassey, I know he made.
Charles Bassey and Moses. Moses Brown, obviously. Justin, come on.
I know. Ashton Hagans. Emmett Williams.
Emmett Williams, is that familiar? No, that's
Emmett
not familiar.
Williams and Jalen Horde, I'm not familiar with.
Check Emmett Williams. I don't recall Emmett Williams ever.
Shit. Damn. Emmett Williams. I don't think he made it.
All right, so JQ's not alone. Damn, that was my stomach. My fault.
Yeah. He's not alone.
He's not alone, so I guess that's some consolidation.
And what's the other one? Jalen Horde. Oh, he made it.
So it's just two.
Jalen Horde, damn.
And you said Tyler.
Oh, he actually played too.
Okay.
He played for the Blazers 13 games, the Thunder 19 games, and the Thunder 7 games. Played 39 games in his career.
And you telling me he was better than Halliburton, Hero.
Damn, in 7 games, 2022 Thunder, he averaged 14 a game.
Bro, before we get to Masai, please name some notable people behind him.
Behind Javon, we have Andrew Nimhard, Tyler Hero. I mean, I don't know if it's notable to you, but he's in the league still. Ayo Dosunmu.
That's fine. That's respectable.
Kevin Porter Jr., Aaron Wiggins.
Wow.
There's definitely other people in here. Damn, it gets dark. Aaron Neesmith.
Damn. You had to scroll a little bit to find him. That's crazy.
Damn, it gets very dark. Oh, DJ Burns, even though he's not in the league, but Jared Butler, Jackson Hayes.
I mean, we don't.
And obviously, even though he's not here, Tyrese Halliburton. Because Halliburton's always said, like, he's done like interviews where he's like, when I got to Iowa State, I was a 3-star all of a sudden, but I was really a no-star. But if you go to like sort it by Iowa or Wisconsin.
No, because you said Ohio, that's why.
If you go by the state of Wisconsin, like top players, Tyrese Halliburton's there. They have him as a 3-star.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
JQ, man. Now, I guess we get to the final topic, Justin. Masai is no longer associated with the Toronto Raptors. One of the best front office executives of all time. The man who built the Nuggets with Carmelo Anthony. Why you look like you about to laugh?
I don't know.
I want to say it was funny. What the fuck was so funny?
Nah, I wasn't thinking nothing funny.
Oh, I was about to say I want to laugh, bro. But yeah, he built that Nuggets team with Melo. Of course, he built this Raptors team. 2 conference finals, not counting the championship year. Obviously, NBA champion, numerous 50-win seasons. Did they touch 60? They didn't touch 60, right? That's okay though. Numerous 50-win seasons. I'm pretty sure they touched 59. I think that was the most. Obviously, done a lot for basketball in Africa specifically. Just an incredible legacy that he's left behind in Toronto, but he is now departing. But just obviously want to give him his respect. Shout out to him. Again, though, just one of the better executives that has been a part of the NBA in history. And he's left the Toronto Raptors a better place than what he walked into.
Yeah.
Because they were a joke when he walked in.
Super joke.
He had walked in right after Chris Bosh had left, if I'm not mistaken. I'm a fact check that the exact year that he came in, but pretty sure he came back. He came in right after he left.
Yeah. And what was the details? Did he leave? Was it mutual? Did he get fired?
He wasn't fired.
So he just left on his own. He resigned.
Yeah,
I thought the timing was kind of shitty because it was like the day after the draft. That was like the part. Unless he didn't have any say in this draft pick. But yeah, Masai, he means a lot to the Raptors. Built this team. Means a lot. Grew the game, especially the NBA Africa. It means a lot to the NBA. Now we're seeing more players coming out of the NBA Africa League. Like Kamal Maluach was just one of them. So the game has grown significantly because of him. And his eye for talent is one of the things that I think he should get praised for the most. Like those late round picks and guys that just picked up on contracts, I think that's probably one of his strongest things. Like drafting Siakam the end of the first round in 2016. Drafting Jakob Poeltl. I know that's not a big thing, a big deal, but like you traded him for Kawhi Leonard, which led to a championship. Signing Fred VanVleet, because Fred VanVleet was undrafted. Signing him, giving him a chance in the G League, and then just growing his game. Just making all these moves. Getting OG Anunoby in the 20s. Like, that was a steal of a pick. So, just making all these moves and primarily building this Raptors team or that 2019 Raptors team through the draft. And then at the right time, buying low on Kawhi Leonard. And even though Kawhi Leonard left after a year, you still achieved the ultimate goal, which is to win an NBA championship. And I think, and I always say that 2019 Raptors team is like one of my favorite teams I've ever seen.
It's one of the best, bro.
And I just like the way it was constructed. Like all those guys were guys that they were homegrown guys. Like that whole team was built through the draft outside of Kawhi and like Marc Gasol. And obviously like Kyle Lowry. But like Kyle Lowry was there.
It's a trade too, yeah.
Yeah, Kyle Lowry was there from the jump. Like from when they were like kind of struggling, then they were getting better every year. And then he was there. But like Kawhi and Marc Gasol were like the two guys where it was like, and then obviously Ibaka, but Ibaka fit in like a fucking glove to that team. But yeah, and even the year after, I think it spoke to how good they were, how connected they were, because that year after without Kawhi, they were a damn good team. Going into the bubble, I think they took the Celtics to 7 games in round 2. So that team was great as well. But been a lot of up and downs since post 2020, basically since COVID, because that whole year where they had to play in Tampa was just a wash, and then they end up with Scotty, and then it's kind of just been rocky from there. I think they made one playoff with Scotty. I think they lost to the Sixers.
Yeah, and they almost came back from 3-0 down.
That was crazy.
They won 2 games.
They won 2 straight. Yeah, and then yeah, it's been kind of an adjustment period since, but shout out to Masai Ujiri. He deserves his flowers. And maybe if he takes a job somewhere else, definitely keep an eye on that. Bulls, you should be calling that man.
His first season was 13-14, so a little bit after Bosch left.
That's when they started to turn around.
56.5% win percentage, fifth best since he joined the team.
What was his first big move? Trading Rudy Gay?
Bargnani, it said. Bargnani was the first big move.
Oh, he finessed us.
So what you asked me about fired or agreed, it's a little bit confusing, to be honest with you. Some things are him and the Raptors agreed to split. Some are saying he's out. Some are saying outright that they fired him. I don't really know the best way to
I guess we could say
comprehend it.
I guess we could say it was mutual.
I don't know how to put it. Let's just say that they had disagreements and he's out. That's the only way to put it. He's gone. That's the one thing that we do know to be true. He's gone.
My guess is
disagreement over the draft.
Yes, they probably drafted with him not in control. And their reasoning for wanting him out is like, yo, you're too attached to a lot of these players. Like, you traded Siakam a little bit too late. And what did they get back for Siakam? Bruce Brown?
When would you have traded Siakam then? When was a better time than like last year? How much better of a time would there have been? Was there really a perfect time?
Maybe a year earlier.
And that's a maybe. I mean, like, I wouldn't say it was like there was ever like a perfect time to move him. And even then, like, I think last year was a pretty good time to move him. It's just like the package you got back was fucking shit. That's the only blame I give him. The package you got back was terrible.
But I remember Siakam being in trade talks for a minute.
Oh, for a hot minute. I mean,
and same thing with OG.
You could say that for a lot of people. You could say that with John Collins.
Miles Turner.
Miles Turner has been in trade talks since he's been drafted, basically. Since year 3, let's say. Let's be generous and be realistic. Since year 3, he's been in trade talks. OG, like you said, has been in trade talks for a minute. He was in trade talks with us a year before he came to us, you know? So I don't really know if we could say just because there was trade talks with him for a hot minute that there is a better time to move him. I don't know what was the right time to move him. It was the right move to get rid of him, but was there a perfect time? I don't know.
I mean, I know he loves holding on to his guys.
Yeah. He loves his guys.
Because Fred VanVleet, if I'm not mistaken, he just walked for nothing, right? Kyle Lowry, he went to the Heat for nothing, right? So it's like, I guess shit like that is like, yo, what the fuck? Like,
I guess.
Because Kyle Lowry at one point, before he kind of fell off, he had fucking value.
Because he even had value in Miami.
Yeah. So I guess that's why. I guess
it's the finals, year 1. Kyle Lowry.
What was it called? I guess it's like a combination.
No, I'm bugging. He was on that finals team. He was on that bubble team. I'm on crack.
On the Lakers bubble? Hell no.
No. The fuck, Kyle Lowry's never been on the Lakers. I'm talking about the Heat.
No, but I remember the Lakers were fiending for him though.
No, I know that, but I'm saying I'm bugging. He was on that finals team, but he was on the other finals team though. But that was year 2 he made it to the finals with the Heat. Year 2? He went to the Heat what year?
If I'm not mistaken, was it 22, 23?
That was his first year on the Heat?
Or it might have been...
I think 21, 22 was his first Heat year.
I'm about to double check. Because I feel like he was still in the Raptors.
21, 22, you think he was still a Raptor? Let's see.
Oh, fuck, my bad.
I just probably fucked up real quick. First Heat year?
21, 22.
Okay, and so year 2 is when he made the finals. And so I was right about that, but I was on...
Oh, yeah, because that 21, 22, they were the first seed. They went to ECF.
I was on crack thinking he was on the fucking bubble finals team. I'm crazy.
Yeah, he wasn't on it.
Where was I getting to with this though? But yeah, I don't blame him for the Siakam shit. I mean, he do love his guys though. But if they had a disagreement over a draft pick though, the organization's fucking stupid.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because he has a better eye for talent than they do. Let's be honest. This is the guy that was on his hands and knees begging for Giannis on camera. You know, this is the guy who
he got picked one spot before.
This is the guy who he was pissed that Giannis was gone. This is the guy who had gotten Siakam. This is the guy who had gotten Scotty at a somewhat controversial spot when people were begging for Suggs as the heir apparent for Kyle Lowry. Even I was, and I was wrong. I can admit I was wrong. I thought that was the perfect spot for Jalen Suggs, and I was wrong. He has a really good eye for time. I would say that he's hit more on his picks than missed. That's just how it is. So
especially in the late parts of the draft.
OG, you feel me?
I'm about to look back on that shit right now.
Oh, just Raptors draft picks?
Hell yeah.
Read that shit out to me, bro. Because when we was talking to the cheeseheads, ours and theirs was terrible. This one's like a more positive view.
2024, Jacoby Walter, Jonathan Mogbo, Jamal Shedd, Ulrich Komche.
Not notable.
2023, Grady Dick.
Really good so far.
2022,
W pick.
Christian Coloco.
Not a W.
2021, Scotty Barnes.
Of course.
Delano Banton, David Johnson.
That's incredible.
2020, Malachi Flynn, Jalen Harris. 2019, DeJuan Hernandez.
Terrible.
2018, no pick. 2017, they got OG Anunoby, 23rd
Incredible.
pick. 2016, you got Siakam and Jakob Poeltl.
Incredible. Best friends, too.
2015, Delon Wright, Norman Powell.
That's pretty damn good.
2014, Bruno Caboclo, DeAndre Daniels.
Bruno Caboclo, the meme with him, I will never forget, was he's a year away from being a year away. Yeah. And it never happened.
2012, Terrence Ross, Quincy AC, and Tomislav Zubic.
Okay, whoever that is.
2011, Jonas Valanciunas.
Pretty damn good pick, good career.
2010, Ed Davis.
But
oh wait, this
hold
is
on,
past,
that's before him though. Anyway, so
he took over 2014. So
his first draft was the 2014 draft.
15, 16, 17, he cooked.
That's 3 great years.
DeLon Wright, Norman Powell, Jakob Poeltl, Siakam, and OG.
That's a great core.
And you traded Poeltl for Kawhi.
What I like about him too is he utilized the G League.
Yeah,
that's what I like about him too. That's the one
he
thing.
He said, "Fred VanVleet, bring your ass up. Nick Nurse, you coaching the G League? Come up."
But Siakam, also too, Siakam and Poeltl too.
Norman Powell played in the G League too, right?
I can't confirm that for you.
He was
but
like the 46 pick.
Him, Poeltl, and Fred, big 3 in the G League.
And Nick Nurse.
Oh yeah, and Nick Nurse too, of course, as the coach.
He said, "Fuck another coach. I'm hiring with."
That shit felt like baseball.
Yeah,
shit literally felt like
farm
baseball.
system, yo.
Nah, I respect him for that.
I respect that.
Salute to you, bro. I wonder if he's gonna get another job or if he's just
and
done.
Even then, like 2019, Fred VanVleet was like, he's not like the Fred VanVleet now. Like that motherfucker was a warrior then. Like, yo, motherfucker, I'm fighting to get these minutes.
And no Golden State neither.
Yeah,
fuck out.
I remember that shit when was it the finals when Fred VanVleet was on the floor? His fucking eye was bleeding. Yeah, that shit was crazy.
He was ready to die out there, bro.
Yeah.
Now it's not the same. You lose that hunger, bro. Not saying he's not a competitor no more, but you kind of lose that hunger sometimes.
I remember seeing Fred VanVleet in the Cavs series the year before. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy?
Come on, man. Chill with the disrespect. Or when he first had his kid and he was hooping.
Yeah.
That's the first time people was like, oh, he just had a kid. He's hooping. That's when it first started, like the dad strength shit. The fresh dad strength.
Yeah, hopefully the Bulls call Messiah, man, because I don't know what the fuck they doing.
If he wants to keep working.
Yeah, if he wants to keep working.
Or if he wants to just take a break, or if he's just done completely. Maybe he's just done, bro. 12 straight years of being an executive with the Raptors too, by the way, and then he still has the Nuggets years before that. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
Whatever he does, though, good luck to him, man. Justin, any shout-outs from you, bro?
No, I mean, everybody enjoy the 4th of July holiday.
That's it. This is kind of awkward for me because your birthday's perfectly in between this episode and the next episode. Because it's 3 days from now. And the next episode's 4 days after. So we're just going to do it now. So obviously, we're going to give a happy birthday shout out to Justin. Big shout out to Justin Valen, one half of the podcast.
Thank you.
Oh, it was funny.
Nah, the way this motherfucker said my name was so funny.
Happy 4th of July. as well. I'm ready for that barbecue. That's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And this one's really important to me too. A little bit hard for me, but this one's very important to me. Shout out to, I'm gonna send this to her too. Shout out to my mom. My mom's rang the bell, done with chemotherapy, on to the next step.
Shout out to her.
One step closer to finishing. So shout out to my mom, bro. She's J&J gangsta. Justin, walk us out of here, bro.
If you guys are listening on audio, please give us 5 stars. Please like. If you're watching on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on TikTok at the J&J Podcast. Follow us on Instagram at the JJ Podcast 1. We'll see you next time, and gonna be stitching those shade clips.
I'm ready. Peace.
Peace.